Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Canal Algérie's nightly news on February the 28th. Here are the headlines. The Mozambican president is on a friendship and working visit to Algiers at the invitation of President Abdelmajid Tebboune ahead of the GECF summit. The GECF, held in a complex where contacts is a boon for member countries to explore the best ways of positioning themselves on the world gas market. Death and starvation are threatening the Palestinian people, heavily bombed by the Zionist war machinery, enjoying absolute impunity for its barbarism. And the 48th anniversary of proclaiming the Sahrawi Republic is celebrated in a positive context marked by more supporters of this fair cause. Welcome back. We begin with tonight's major story. At the invitation of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, the President of the Republic of Mozambique, Philip Khasitu Nyusi, begins a friendship and working visit to Algeria in the framework of promoting and strengthening the fraternal and solidarity ties binding Algeria and Mozambique. Additionally, this visit comes right before the participation of Philip Khasitu Nyusi, the President of the Friendly Republic of Mozambique, in the 7th Summit of Heads of State and Government of the Gas Exporting Countries Forum. In related news, the President of the Republic of Mozambique, Philip Khasitu Nyusi, arrived this afternoon. He was received upon his arrival at the international airport of Algiers by the Prime Minister Nadir Al-Arabawi and the Minister of Interior and Local Collectivities, Brahim Marad, and the Minister of Energy and Mines, Mohammed Arqab. Ahead of this major event, namely the 7th Forum of the Gas Exporting Countries, which will be held in Algiers on the 2nd of March, the meeting of experts of which will be held tomorrow, followed by a ministerial meeting. The delegations are arriving successively to Algeria. The Mozambique Minister of Mineral Resources and of Energy, Carlos Zacharias, arrived this afternoon to Algiers. He was received at the VIP lounge of Algiers International Airport by the Minister of Energy and Mines, Mohammed Arqab. The Energy Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Stuart Young, arrived also to Algiers to take part in the event. Algerian television will accompany the proceedings of this event by covering every detail of this summit. The head of EPTV, Nadir Bouqabis, oversaw the latest preparations for the coverage of this event and chatted with the crew dispatched to ensure the optimal media coverage. All human and material means were mobilized with many special shows which are on the agenda of EPTV for the upcoming few days, in addition to live coverage which will be held on the spot. On the eve of the 7th Forum of Gas Exporting Countries, an event that intervenes in a complex geopolitical situation, yet it is also an opportunity to highlight the energy resources and consolidate Algeria's position on the international scene. Our own Melissa Kebash starts us off tonight.
Scheduled on February the 29th, the gas summit hosted by Algeria will witness the presence of members of the Gas Exporting Countries Forum. The event will discuss issues related to this vital substance in a geopolitical context marked by worldwide tensions. The 7th Gas Summit is qualified as a summit of grand challenges. It will examine cooperation between member countries of the GECF with the objective of guaranteeing stability in global gas markets, respond to the increasing demands of this energy resource, and will also gather points of view of member countries related to the challenges encountered by this industry and its various opportunities, including the offer and demand issue. Algeria's rich experience, notably in the production and exploitation of natural gas, will allow it to play a pivotal role in consolidating partnership between member countries to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions and promote its role when it comes to durable solutions for future energy. The GECF is recording more and more full membership requests or observatory members to benefit from the advantages and opportunities offered by the forum. The Algiers Summit will be an opportunity to examine these demands, knowing that all means have been mobilized to ensure the success of this event at all levels.
In related news, Libya, a member state of the Gas Exporting Forum, makes its comeback at the level of gas production. The Algiers summit represents an opportunity to upgrade its exploration and investment project and develop its export channels. Ines Killo has this one.
Libya is back on the world gas market as a major producer and founding member of the Forum of Gas Exporting Countries. The country has high expectations for the upcoming summit in Algiers, starting from this Thursday.
بالتأكيد نحن نشكر دولة الجزائر الشقيقة على
We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Algeria for hosting the summit. Algeria exports huge quantities of gas to Europe through several pipelines. I think the summit should focus on consolidating cooperation and solidarity and speed up the implementation of large-scale gas projects.
التكاتف وزيادة التضامن والإسراع بإنجاز مشاريع غاز على مستوى عالي.
Libya's national oil company plays a crucial role in running this energy resource. Libya is linked to Europe via a gas pipeline which runs 520 kilometers from Melita in Libya to Italy.
حديثا في سنة 2004 تم إنجاز خط غاز بحري إلى إيطاليا.
In 2004, a submarine gas pipeline was achieved linking the Melita region in western Libya to Sicily in Italy, marking an important milestone. At this time, we exported quantities of liquefied gas to Europe using methane tankers. Today, natural gas is exported to Europe via a submarine pipeline linking Melita to Sicily in Italy.
في سنة 2004 تم إنجاز خط غاز بحري إلى إيطاليا إلى جزيرة.
The Libyan National Oil Corporation is looking to double its production after signing an agreement to develop a gas field in the Mediterranean with foreign companies. This gas field has reserves estimated at 6 trillion cubic feet per year.
في موضوع الغاز نحن وضعنا
In the gas field, we recently signed an agreement at a meeting with all parties concerned at the Bragol Hydrocarbons Company. We have drawn up a plan called the Ramadan Plan to distribute fuel to all Libyan regions and towns. In addition to 6 gas distribution stations were delivered to the Sabha depot in southern Libya 2 weeks ago. The technical teams are currently present in the south. We will start by installing gas distribution platforms from Braka Shati to the Sabha region. Then we will extend the network to the Obari region.
سبها إضافة لذلك سيستمر حتى بلدية أوباري.
With immense gas reserves, Libya is aiming to improve its performance in the global natural gas market through exploration and investment initiatives. These projects will significantly boost the country's capacity to produce and export natural gas to the European market.
In a separate development, the Prime Minister Nadir Al-Arbawi chaired a cabinet meeting devoted to monitoring the progress of digitization of several sectors, especially finance, while ensuring commitment to the set deadlines in implementation of the instructions issued by the President of the Republic regarding digital transformation and calling for confronting the challenges of digitization through coordinated and integrated means. The government also continued to study a draft executive decree specifying methods for exercising budgetary control in implementation of the provisions of the law relating to the rules of public accounting and financial management, which aims to devote the new approach to monitoring expenditures and rationalizing public finance. The government also studied a draft executive decree regulating the storage and distribution activities of petroleum products, aiming to establish a new regulatory framework to govern these activities. Similarly, the government listened to a presentation on the establishment of the National Agency for Support and Entrepreneurship Development, which aims to upgrade the governance of this important body in order to make it more responsive to economic requirements. End of the meeting. The 11th session of Algerian French consultations were held in Algiers under the co-chairmanship of the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the National Community Abroad, Lounes Magerman, and the Secretary General of the Ministry of Europe and Foreign Affairs of the French Republic, Anne-Marie Descottes. This session allowed for a global evaluation of the state of relations on the political level and of bilateral cooperation on a host of fields, notably economy and people movement. International and regional issues of common interest were also on the agenda of the discussion, delegations of high-ranking officials, notably the situation in the Sahel, Mali, in the Middle East, as well as Palestine, notably the critical humanitarian situation in Gaza. In news that interests our community in France primarily, the Minister of Religious Affairs and Waqfs, Youssef Ben Mahdi, presided over today a meeting in coordination with the rector of the Grand Mosque of Paris, Shamsuddin Hafiz, ahead of the month of Ramadan and to prepare the imams of France concerned by Taraweeh or night optional prayers. On to the operational report of the People's National Army's activity in the past week. In the context of the fight against terrorism, detachments of the People's National Army arrested 29 support elements to terrorist groups during separate operations across the national territory. The framework of the fight against organized crime and the continuation of the tireless efforts aimed at countering the scourge of drug trafficking in our country, combined detachments of the PNA intercepted in coordination with the different security services and operations across the military regions 68 drug traffickers and averted attempts to introduce 5 quintals and 29 kilograms of processed kief through the borders with Morocco, while over 127,500 tablets were seized. In Temras, Borj Mukhtar and Ilizi, detachments of the People's National Army arrested 153 individuals and seized 43 vehicles, 86 generators, 38 jackhammers, 3 metal detectors, in addition to quantities of explosives, detonation tools, and other equipment used in illegal gold mining operations. On the other hand, 41 other individuals were arrested in 1 FMPK machine gun, 2 Kalashnikov machine guns, 29 Hinton rifles, 9 automatic pistols, in addition to over 66,000 liters of fuel, as well as 9 tons of foodstuffs intended for smuggling and speculation. 18 quintals of tobacco were seized during separate operations across the national territory. Similarly, border guards sorted at the level of our national coast attempted illegal immigration of 23 individuals aboard traditionally made boats, while 621 illegal immigrants of different nationalities were arrested across the national territory. In our daily window on the situation in the Middle East, the death toll in occupied Palestine is still increasing, reaching around 30 martyrs and more than 70,000 wounded. According to the United Nations, the enclave is going through a major humanitarian crisis as 2.2 million families are threatened by starvation. Melissa Kabash gives us the update tonight.
The genocide continues. The Zionist occupier won't take a break as he keeps targeting Gaza and the West Bank. Brutal and inhuman attacks striking all life aspects, from health institutions to water infrastructures and refugee camps packed with innocent civilians. The raids are stepping up in the cities of Gaza, Rafah and Khan Yunis, while bombardments are carried out purposely on residential zones. This morning, homes located on the west of Khan Yunis and south of Gaza were targeted, while artillery fire was all over the Palestinian enclave. Land operations carried out by the Zionist war machinery are spreading more and more as they transformed Khan Yunis into a real battlefield. Rafah, now sheltering nearly 500,000 of displaced Palestinians, is the Zionists' next target. Today, around 30,000 Palestinian all-fair martyrs. Those remaining are threatened by starvation, especially those in the north, as humanitarian aid is unable to reach ever since January the 23rd. The United Nations continue to denounce the Zionist entity. The Palestinian Foreign Affairs Minister, for its part, called on the International Red Crescent Committee to intervene regarding those kidnapped by the Zionist occupation forces in Gaza and the West Bank, put an end to the ongoing Zionist aggressions, guarantee an immediate entry of aid, and prevent the forced displacement of civilians.
Another occupied people fighting for freedom, the Sahrawis, who celebrated the 48th anniversary of the proclamation of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, an event which was held in several countries, notably in Spain and Switzerland. The Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic continues to achieve success on the international scene and attract multiple supporters to its fair cause. Here's Ines Killo.
The Sahrawi community in Switzerland celebrated the 48th anniversary of the proclamation of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic in the presence of ambassadors and representatives of several countries, as well as Polisario Front activists. This commemoration was marked by the creation of the first association of the Sahrawi community in Switzerland, with the aim of defending the interests of the Sahrawi people.
Après la fondation du Polisario en 1973, qui est le mouvement de libération nationale qui lutte depuis pour la...
After the proclamation of the Polisario Front in 1973, which represents the National Liberation Movement, since then, this front has always fought for the liberation of Western Sahara. On May 10, 1973, it was the day of the declaration of the armed struggle as a legal mean to snatch the independence of Western Sahara. The third step was the declaration of the national unity of the Sahrawi people in 1975 and the proclamation of the arrest. And it was the event which crowned all this dynamic at the beginning of the 70s towards the decolonization of the Sahrawi people.
du territoire et le droit à l'autodétermination du peuple sahrawi.
Le 31 octobre 1975, et depuis ce jour-là, toutes les sortes de...
October 31st, 1975. Since that day, all kinds of criminality against humanity have been inflicted on the Sahrawi people. People around the world must defend this just cause. The Sahrawi people suffer under the occupation, and we continue with all courage to say out loudly that Morocco is a criminal and the Moroccan regime had a very specific objective to destroy us.
Le régime marocain avait un objectif bien déterminé, c'est de nous détruire.
In Spain, around 100 of people gathered in the center of Lerida to express their solidarity with the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic and at the same time to celebrate its proclamation. By uniting their voices, they also expressed their profound disapproval of the Spanish government's reversal towards the Sahrawi issue. These actions underline the ongoing commitment and international solidarity with the Sahrawi cause, while highlighting the persistent challenges facing the Sahrawi people in their struggle to self-determination and recognition of their sovereignty over their territories.
And with that, we end tonight's bulletin. Thank you so much to our technicians and journalists, and thank you for watching. Take care.